Now imagine watching your own home 6,000 miles away through a security camera and watching as people gather outside it, block the entrance, and leave members of your family afraid to walk out, basically trapped inside. Well, that is what Palestinian American businessman Loui Ridi has been watching this week from Ohio. Now, his house is in Qusra in the occupied West Bank. His brother and his 18-year-old nephew are inside. On Sunday, Israeli settlers went to Qusra and established an illegal outpost immediately outside Palestinian homes there. Overnight, Israeli forces dismantled 2 illegal settler outposts around Qusra and the neighboring village of Shalud. Today, there have been conflicting accounts about what happened next. Palestinian residents said families were ordered out of their homes as the military operation continued. The IDF now says Qusra residents have been instructed to remain in their homes and that its troops are there to protect them. And joining me now from Toledo, Ohio, is Loui Ridi. Loui, it's good to have you on the program. If we could, I'd like to start with what is happening right now. Are your brother and nephew, are they still effectively trapped inside your house?
Well, thank you for having me here. Yes, as we speak right now, my brother and his son is still trapped in the house under siege by the settlers.
And the IDF is now saying that residents have been instructed to remain in their homes and that soldiers will not operate inside the Palestinian family home beside the dismantled settler tent. I mean, that's what we're being told. Is that what your brother is being told?
Well, I spoke with my brother multiple times this morning. So this morning they came, hundreds of IDF soldiers. They evacuated my brother and his son and our neighbors, Yusuf Hassan and his family, and they told them you have 30 minutes to leave. They moved them to a nearby house still under constructions. They stayed there for a couple hours. Half an hour ago, he called me back. He said, now they allowed us to go back to my house, including our neighbor, to come to our house. They still occupied our neighbor house, the one you have in the picture right now. But they turned off our security cameras, and when my brother went back to the house, it was gone. And that was the only way I was able to watch what's going on from here overseas.
Okay, so you can't see now what's happening in real time. Before they cut off your cameras, I know that you had been watching with these security cameras. If you could, take me back to Sunday. Tell me what you saw. I mean, who arrived outside of your house and what did they do?
Well, it's really way before Sunday. We've been dealing with this since January of 2025 when the settlers arrived. And I've been watching this multiple months, and that's part of the frustration that you see it live. Your own brother being attacked by the settlers. They throw rocks, they vandalize the house, they break cameras, lights. Now, last Sunday, things got escalated to a dangerous situation. Evening in their time, the settlers decided to come down in front of the house in the front yard and start building a tent. And they brought mattresses, couches, chairs, and a table. Then my brother called the police saying, hey, we are under siege by the settlers. They're literally in front of the house. And an hour later, they dispatched an IDF vehicle. And my brother thought he had hope that they will come and kick him out, but he was shocked that as soon as they walked out of their vehicles, they started hugging those settlers, and they conducted a prayer with the settlers in the same tent, and we have videos of that. And then they sit down with them on their table and they start chilling with the settlers, and they did absolutely nothing to my brother to protect him, and they left the situation the way it is.
And what's happened, Loui? If I could I want to ask, those soldiers, we understand that the Israeli military says that it has taken disciplinary action over those soldiers who were seen praying with the settlers. But that's not changing what your brother saw. I mean, what does all of this tell you then about who was protecting whom?
Well, again, I said we've been dealing with this months, and this is not the only incident that the IDF sided with the settlers. We have multiple incidents. We called the police. My brother called the police for protection, and it happened probably a week from Sunday. He was building a fence because they're jumping into the yard and the house, and he brought a contractor, and the settlers attacked the contractors and my brothers. So they called the police saying, hey, the settlers attacking us. And as soon as the IDF came in, they hold up my brother and his workers against the wall for 2 hours. I was watching it literally live. And the settlers were allowed to walk freely with the IDF, talking with them, joking with them. They hold him up until 2 a.m. in the morning. They arrested 2 of the workers with no charges. Then they got released in 3 hours later with no crime committed. So my brother had been dealing with this for the last 8 months. And all of this documented on videos with the security cameras, all the incident. And I believe that's why my video cameras has been removed out of the house today.
Well, you know, this is apparently getting Washington's attention. The US Ambassador to Israel, Mike Huckabee, he posted this on X today. He writes, "This is another lie. The U.S. Embassy has been very involved, and the IDF and Israel police have gone at our request to remove the Israeli terrorists doing this." And then he goes on to condemn what was done to families such as yours. And it says that Washington was already being kept informed, and describes the episode as terrorism intended to intimidate and harass them. I mean, the ambassador is calling them Israeli terrorists. I know you told the Times of Israel before these comments that you did not believe Ambassador Huckabee was on your side. So what goes through your mind when you hear or read what he posted today?
Well, on Sunday, we sent an email to the embassy telling them that we have a dangerous situation and we need your help. And we got a response on the following day instructing us to go through the local security, file a police report through the Israeli security, or it could be through the Palestinian Authority, and keep us updated. That's the response we got. However, Mike Huckabee's comments today, it's good. You know, calling those Israeli settlers terrorists, that's good, but not enough. What we need action on the ground to be those terrorists to be removed permanently from the residential areas, and we don't have to deal with this. So we need protection, not just comments on social media.
You know, people are going to be watching this, Loui, and they're going to ask, well, what about just normal trespassing laws? Is there no enforcement of ordinary trespassing laws there?
It's a one-sided story. It's clearly from the video I watched. IDF comes and the settlers walk freely. They even jumped into my house, front of the IDF soldiers, walking freely around the house, and they're not doing anything to them. And my brother is the one calling the IDF for protection. And when they come, it happens the opposite way.
Yeah. The IDF says that additional troops have now been deployed in Qusra to protect residents and to maintain security. And it says that residents should remain in their homes and that liaison officers are in contact with the local leadership. I mean, does that restore any of your confidence in the Israeli authorities?
And no, hasn't done anything yet. Again, I did see hundreds of IDF soldiers coming into the village and actually coming into my own house. I watched them on the security cameras walking in the house. While they're walking in the house, my brother thought they're coming to remove the settlers. But he was surprised that he's the one needs to be removed while the settlers is still walking freely in front of the house. As of 40 or 50 minutes ago, I have a video of an IDF vehicle in front of my house while the settlers walking around the house. I mean, it has not done anything on the ground.
I'm trying to understand how this situation is even possible. You say you bought this land legally, you obtained the necessary Palestinian permits, and you've invested about $1 million in building this house. What claim are the settlers making to it? I mean, have they produced a deed, a court ruling, or a document establishing a legal right to your property?
Yes, I bought the land legally and I built the house. I went through the legal way. I pulled permit. I have a license. It's in Area B under the Palestinian Authority. I have blueprints from the architect. It's all legal and stamped, and they gave me the authorized to build the house. Absolutely, the settlers have no right to this. Settlers don't speak to us, to my brothers. However, sometimes they yell at each other. They tell them, God gave us this land. That's their claim. That's it.
The town where you're from, Qusra, it doesn't appear to be an isolated case either, right? I mean, there's a nearby village. I think it's Jalud. Is that correct? The pronunciation, Jalud, and it, yeah. And
yes, there's another town is called Jalud.
Yeah, and so another Palestinian family has endured a similar siege, and they eventually left their house, and settlers took control of the property. So when you talk to your brother and he says, "I'm not leaving," is that what he fears? Is that what you fear? That this is not simply intimidation, but an attempt to make Palestinians, to make you and your brother leave these homes permanently?
Yes, it's really a policy with those settlers, and they're not random settlers. They are well trained. They know what they're doing. Someone direct them exactly what to do. So I was watching carefully the two bosses' family situation, and unfortunately, when I learned they're leaving, actually we did have a discussion. My brother and I said, "You might be next. They'll come." And my brother is aware if he leaves the house for a few hours, he will never come back.
I know you're planning to travel to Qusra next week, and I've read that your brother has apparently told you not to come because there's nothing that you can do. Why are you going?
When it's become more emotional, when on Sunday, when I called my brother, he said, "I'm under siege and I don't know what to do." I said, if you fear for your life and no one is helping, the entire world is not helping you, we have no choice but to leave. He told me, "No, I would not leave. The only thing I need food. I need supplies and food. If I have the food, I'll stay." And I asked him, "How much food do you have?" And he looked and he said, "I still have one bag of bread. I have a couple of cans of food and a few other items." And I said, "You know what? I will come. I will come to do everything I can just to bring you food. Just this is the least I can offer him while he's stranded under siege by the settlers.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, and what you're telling us, it certainly brings to life the danger that people are in, even if they dare to walk out of their homes. We will be following this story. Loui Ridi from Toledo, Ohio. Loui, we appreciate you taking the time to share this with us. Safe travels, and as I said, we'll be following this. Thank you.
Thank you for having me.